Tried again to kickstart their campaign against a team who beat them 4 times out of 4 last year, the much improved Dundee United. Ebbe has admitted that the task of revitalising the club has been much tougher than he anticipated. Would this be the day he walked back from the dugout with a smile on his face? Commentator Rob McLean.
Ebbe makes 3 changes to the Aberdeen team as he seeks that elusive first league point and first league goal. Gary Smith and Paul Bernard drop to the bench. Michael Hart drops out altogether. Mark Perry is recalled. Jim Hamilton and Jamie McAllister come in as well. For the first time this season, there's a change to the Aberdeen back 4. Perry for Smith. It's 4 in midfield after playing with 5 at Ibrox last weekend. Hamilton links up with Ian Jess in attack. Robbie Winters is looking to recapture the form he showed at the tail end of last season. It's a year ago next week since he swapped places with Billy Dodds. Dundee United got £700,000 as well as a striker who's now producing the best football of his life and is a first pick for Scotland. United make 2 changes from the team which beat Hibs last Saturday. Patterson's unfit and Deloney is left out to make way for the 2 Davids, Worrell and Partridge. Here's how the 2 young defenders fit into the United setup alongside the experience of Jonsson, De Vos and Pasquale. The front 5 are same as last week, with Israeli Jan Telesnikov looking a useful acquisition. The referee for Aberdeen against Dundee United is Martin Clark. 568 minutes, that's how long it's been since Aberdeen last scored a league goal. And their great rivals, Dundee United, won't be looking to do them any favours. 609 minutes is the record Aberdeen desperately don't want to beat, and that's currently held by Hearts. Confidence in the Aberdeen side at an all-time low after 6 consecutive league defeats to start the season, and add to that the 3 losses in the latter stages of the last campaign. And there's a man who would like some good news as well, the Aberdeen chairman Stuart Mill, trying to bring new players in but not finding it easy. Nodded out by David Worrell. Dow's cross, up goes Jim Hamilton, gets the better of Alan Combe. An encouraging start for Aberdeen as Hamilton puts pressure on the Dundee United goalkeeper. A stumble, no free kick. Telesnikov. It's a good one, stumbles as he reaches the byline. Foul given against Robbie Winters. Martin Clark was giving advantage here to Telesnikov as play ran on, but his ruling was that he had been fouled. 6 white shirts in the box. One of them was Dodds, but there was pushing going on, and the whistle had already gone. Dodds looking for the chance to inflict some more punishment on his own team. Craig Easton under pressure, interception by McAllister. Jim Hamilton hurt in the tackle. That looked a painful one. Hamilton looked to fall awkwardly as he went into the challenge with David Hanna. On a day when there's only 1 Premier League game, managers of other teams taking the opportunity to watch some action, and there's the Hearts management pairing of Jim Jeffries and Billy Brown. Back from Pasquale, and the return from Combe. Ferraz with the flick. Billy Dodds took it early, spotted David Priest off his line. You could see what was on his mind there, Billy Dodds, after the flick from Ferraz. Played forward by the Frenchman Pasquale, flicked on by the Portuguese striker Ferraz, and Scotland's Dodds off target. That's a heavy tackle. Ian Jess. Free kick given against Partridge. Quickly taken. Winters in. Hamilton's header. Just too high. He's been the big threat in the opening minutes, Jim Hamilton. And again here, picked out by Winters. The header wouldn't come down quickly enough. Nearly league goal number 1 for Skodal's Aberdeen. Ball hanging in the breeze from Worrell. Ferraz with the knockdown, and Russell Anderson with a knock in the face. And the elbow into the face of Anderson. In contrast to the man in the other dugout, Paul Sturrock, has a fairly happy start to the season. They've lost only 1 of their first 6 Premier League games, 11 points so far. Ferraz knocked it down for Hannah. Misjudged by Solberg. Dodds to Worrell. Good run by David Worrell. And a dangerous ball in as well. That almost had the beating of David Priest. Little injection of pace. Firstly from Worrell, which got him in behind McAllister, and then a teasing cross which dropped onto the roof of the net. Slip by Robbie Winters. Won back by Jimmy Buchan. Now Ferraz for Billy Dodds. Dow gets it away. In as far as Easton. That's for Ferraz, his head flick. And knocked behind by Robbie Winters. And with 32 minutes gone, it's Dundee United's first corner kick. After this little spell of pressure, Easton's cross and Winters doing the defensive work. The distinctive white boots of Jan Telesnikov. He trots across to take the corner kick. It's Ferraz and Hannah! Off the line by Andy Dow, but the goal's been given. Martin Clark looked across to the assistant referee on this side, Derek Lowe, and he's awarded the goal. Andy Dow hit the ball against the underside of his own crossbar. It certainly wasn't in as the ball bounced down. So clearly the ruling here of Martin Clark is that Andy Dow was behind the line when he headed the ball out. And Aberdeen can't believe it. Down to Meyer. Good link up between Meyer and Jamie Buchan. Thinks about the shot. Good save by Alan Cohn. Denies Aberdeen an equaliser. Denies Aberdeen their first league goal of the season. Anticipation and agility here to deny a well-hit shot by Buchan, deflected as well. There's Jockey Scott, the Dundee manager, former assistant manager here as well, and former number 1 at Pittodrie as well, Roy Aitken alongside him. Winters onto the Hamilton knockdown. Gets a free kick, and Bernard Pasquale will get a booking as well. Shirt tugging. What can Aberdeen make of this? In from Andy Dow. Solberg's header! Cleared off the line by Combe. Jim Hamilton flung himself down to try to divert that into the net. No joy for Aberdeen. Solberg's flick. Hamilton's header off the line by Combe. Already 5 minutes of stoppage time played. A first half steeped in controversy, and the Aberdeen players can't believe that they're a goal down. They believe this was the goal that never was from Dundee United, flicked on by the head of Joachim Ferraz and turned into the goal area by David Hanna. Off the line, Aberdeen believe, by Andy Dow, but he was standing behind the line. The big question is, was the whole ball over the line? Derek Lowe, the assistant referee on the South Stand side, said yes. Martin Clark gave the goal, and Aberdeen go into the home dressing room at half-time, 1 down. At Pittodrie, it's Aberdeen 0, Dundee United 1. Aberdeen get the match restarted, feeling cheated that they're 1-0 down. But they've shown a lot more spirit and determination. And right at the start of the second half, substitute Ricky Gillis flashes a shot past. He's not only the top scorer for Aberdeen this season, he's the only scorer in the cup against Livingston. Lovely skill from Jess. Meyer alongside. Had to hurry because of the challenge of Hanna. Well, that's good play from Easton. Twisting little run. Now Ferraz. And in went Solberg to make a good tackle. The Aberdeen supporters responded to that. The DeVos long throw. Dangerous. Finally the Teleshnikov header, fairly harmless, but Aberdeen allowing the ball to bounce around in the box. Foul given in the favour of Ricky Gillis. Quickly on with it. Andy Dow's cross. Winters after it. Turned out by Bernard Pasquale. Perry to Jess. The layoff from Meyer. His shot was tugged at the edge of the area by David Hanna, and that's a booking. Hanna will be yellow carded. As he halted the progress of Meyer at the edge of the area. Hanna booked. It's at an inviting sort of angle for Andy Dow's left foot. Ian Jess is there as well. Hamilton and Winters infiltrators in the wall. Hamilton not too welcome by the looks of it. And the United wall being put back a couple of yards by Martin Clark. It's Andy Dow! And that's the goal that they've all been waiting for. An eruption among the supporters at Pittodrie. And sheer enjoyment among the Aberdeen players, almost a trace of a smile as well on the face of Ebba Skodal. It's taken 619 minutes of league football for Aberdeen to break their duck, and it was a beauty of a free kick from Andy Dow. It curled beyond the wall, it dipped down in at the post, and Alan Combe was beaten. wipe the smile away from Andy Dow's face, I'm sure, but a yellow card for over-enjoyment. That seems a bit cruel when you've waited 600 minutes or so for a goal. Hamilton's head flick, thumped away by Siggy Jonsson. The foul given against Thomas Solberg. He reckoned he'd got to the ball, although it looked as if he collided with Dodds first. Ended up getting the ball, Solberg, but then Dodds was flying through the air. Jonsson's free kick, Ferraz with the header. Aberdeen defended it well. Such a threat, the 6'4" Portuguese striker. Another dangerous knockdown and another chance for United. Partridge in on the half volley. Solberg got it away just about. Ian Jess nips the ball away from Jason DeVos. Cut back for Ricky Gillis, and Hamilton, who would have been offside had he got a touch. The flag was already up against Hamilton. Ricky Gillis has certainly added something to Aberdeen since he came on at the interval. And there is a certain determination about this Aberdeen performance, which has been sadly lacking previously. Well, if you'd seen him a few minutes ago, he was on his feet and the smile was back for Stuart Milne as that goal, that badly needed goal, ended up in the back of the net. Onside, in fact, offside, that's a late flag. He had a little think, did Derek Lowe on this side, before putting up the flag against Ian Jess. Ferraz with the header. Billy Dodds! That's a brilliant finish. Dodds at his best. And Dundee United are back in front. 20 minutes gone in the second half. He's so sharp in these sort of situations. It's the Ferraz-Dodds partnership and the Scotland striker with the sweetest of touches to make it 2-1. It's Billy Dodds' fourth goal of the season. Add to it that cracker in Bosnia as well. And he is one of the best finishers in the country. Andy Dow tempting Craig Easton into making the challenge. Tried his best to keep that in, Craig Easton. Not quite. Ian Jess turns it back for Dow. Hamilton's flick for Perry. Winters! What a chance that was for Robbie Winters to equalise against his old team. And he knows he should have kept this header down. Pretty much unchallenged. It was a good ball in from Perry, and he should have been testing out Combe. Won't be too impressed, Ebbes Godal, with that effort from Winters. Hamilton's knocked down for Jess. A well-timed run by Ricky Gillis. Saved by Combe. Good goalkeeping. A real opportunity here for Aberdeen to equalise for the second time. He was at an angle, Gillis. Struck it well enough. And a good save. Easton's header. Back goes Perry. Cleared by Priest. To Lesnikov. Hefty challenge from Perry. Backing on to Andy Dow. Still it's Dow, what a good run. Back for Jess, shot blocked. Corner kick. And just reward for Andy Dow, who made a superb run. First away from David Hanna, then he cut inside David Worrell before setting up the Jess shot. Corner kick. All the way through to Mark Penny. Back from Meyer. Stretched out to get a touch. Well judged by Dow. Through for Jim Hamilton. Hamilton's shot! Touched away by Combe. That's a superb save. This looked as if it was about to nestle in the top corner from Hamilton. Curled it with the right foot. It was dipping under the crossbar until Combe got there. Dow's corner kick. Near post was Solberg. And again it's Solberg. Needs a touch. Dundee United get it clear. Under great pressure there. Gillis, the former St Mirren youngster. Ian Jess, another lovely touch for Andy Dow. Fired across goal, and neither Hamilton nor Young could get there. Meyer in pursuit. Beyond Hamilton. Dow gets there. The back heel is short for Gillis. Dodds knocks it over the top for Thompson. What was David Priest doing? Total breakdown in communication with Thomas Solberg. Perry grounded. Jim Hamilton still rubbing his eyes and wondering why this didn't end up in the net. It was an excellent effort and a brilliant stop by Combe. He had a good save in the first half from Jamie Buchan, and that one even better from Hamilton. Inside stoppage time now, 2 to be added. No way past for Mark Perry. That's a trip on Anderson by Thompson. Aberdeen in a hurry to get on with it. Andy Dow's going to launch this down towards the edge of the area. Solberg's gone up. Underneath it, Jim Hamilton. Solberg! What a save, Alan Combe! Absolutely brilliant from Combe. He couldn't have seen much of this. Solberg couldn't have struck it much better, and he must have been amazed to have seen that touched away. And from Young, flipped by Anderson. Dundee United box under siege. A theatrical dive by Jan Telesnikov, no free kick. Jonsson's header away. Dodds leaves it to Easton. Through for Thompson, a late flag. And offside. Alan Combe can be proud of his efforts this afternoon. If United get the points, as looks likely, a lot of credit down to him. Hamilton's layback for Perry. By my watch, just 15 seconds of stoppage time to go. In from Dow. Solberg has stayed up. Jonsson gets it clear. Jamie Buchan sprinting beyond Dots. Aberdeen want this in the area as quickly as possible. Ian Jess heading right then left. Deflected off De Vos, and that's the full-time whistle. Dundee United have the points. Their brilliant start to the season continues, United. 14 points now from their first 7 games. Billy Dodds the match winner, and they move to within a point of Celtic in second place in the Scottish Premier League. Lots of controversy, lots of talking points about this match. Andy Dow's header off the line in the first half. Was he behind the line as his header crashed off the underside of the crossbar after David Hanna's head flick? But there was no doubt about Andy Dow's goal, which broke the long run of blank score sheets for Aberdeen. 619 minutes without a goal when Dow scored. Stuart Milne, the chairman, applauds his team off. He now will look to spend more money on improving the side, but significant improvements this afternoon in the Aberdeen performance. But what the statistics tell you is that it's 7 straight defeats and 10 in a row in the Premier League. Final score at Pittodrie: Aberdeen 1, Dundee United 2.
Paul, 14 points from 7 league games. Even someone as grumpy as you surely can't complain about that.
Oh, very pleased with the pointage, I must admit. Our last 2 performances have not been in the standard. I feel that we've used Faraz's height too much now, and we're using it as our main attacking threat rather than what we were doing earlier, using Dodds and Teleshnikov and Jonsson's use of the ball and getting us in areas to use Faraz or Thompson. And I'm disappointed a wee bit because our last two have been very disjointed performances, and if you're obviously, I'm saying Aberdeen will feel a bit disgruntled tonight not to come out with something.
When you see a performance like this today, then you have to be optimistic, because it was a very good performance. Everyone was fighting to try to win the game and fight for every ball all over the pitch, and that's what I want to see.
We know it's going to be a long, hard season, and probably, to be honest, Rangers and Celtic are going to draw away, but we want to be the best of the rest, and that's what our aim is.
Your old team were a lot better, I think, today.
Yep, I think they changed their tactics and they went long ball to Jim Hamilton, and they caused us a lot of problems, but it's a great win for us. It's a hard place to come, Aberdeen at home, and the crowd I think the crowd told their own story today because they clapped the Aberdeen players off the park.
Do you feel cheated that you get nothing out of that today?
Yeah, and in a funny sort of way, yeah, I think it's obvious that we've put enough into the game to get something. To not even get a point is a bit hard to swallow, yeah.
You featured in both of the big talking points. The first Aberdeen goal, I think it was 619 minutes it took, and also the header off the line in the first half. I mean, talk us through that one.
Well, I didn't see a lot about it, Rob, to be honest. I mean, as it's come off the bar, I've just tried to clear it, and I've been clattered, so I don't know if it was in or not. You'll need to tell me that one.
I think Billy Dodds was giving you his attentions as you were heading the ball clear.
Yeah, and he clattered me into the net, yeah, but that's what he's there to do. He's there to try and pick up the scraps, and I'm there to try and clear them.
Just briefly, what news of Marcelo, the Sheffield United striker? Any chance of him being here?
Maybe. I know that we're giving an offer for him, but how Sheffield has taken it, I don't know yet.
Thanks very much, Ebba.
You're welcome.
Yes, it may have been the only game in town, but it was a good one. And although Dundee United get the points, Aberdeen's 7th straight defeat, I think if I was an Aberdeen fan, Gordon, I'd be a whole lot more encouraged after that match.
Yeah, you could tell they were actually, because right at the end of the game, cheering their team off there. You know, they haven't had many encouraging performances like that this season. And I think that, you know, Paul Stark said it himself, they'll feel aggrieved that they didn't get something out of the game. Yeah,
Alan Combe was an outstanding for him, as we'll see a little bit later on. He had a succession of terrific saves, and maybe on the day Aberdeen did deserve to take at least a point from it, didn't they?
I think they did. I mean, they worked really hard. The main thing was you get a performance out of those players. I mean, they've been talking before about bringing players in, but unless you get a better performance from the players who are actually there, there's no point in bringing them into that side. They're going to suffer along with the rest. But But if they can play the way they did today with that sort of effort, and it was also good football as well, right throughout the team, there was good performances. Ian Jess, Jamie Buchan, the guys at the back, Russell as well, played really well. So Russell Anderson, I should say. But I mean, I think right throughout the side, Andy Dow down the left-hand side, Perry coming in today did well. There was good performances all round, and it is very encouraging. No win, of course, no points, but I mean, the way they're playing just now, Aberdeen, they've got to just look to other factors, and that is better performance all round.
Yeah. All right, let's get to what everybody wants to see. This Dundee United goal, the opening goal. Now, at the time, I watched it coming in, you watched it at the game. I think everybody thought that was never a goal. But let's have another look at it. It's not a goal, I think, because we initially thought it had been given because it was over the line when it came down. It clearly wasn't. The question is all about, is Andy Dow behind the line and is the whole ball over the line? What do you think now?
Well, it just shows you even people watching television, because we had people in the studio today in the Sports Sound programme who said definitely not a goal, because when it came off the bar it bounced the other side of the line. But I think if you look at this there, Andy Dow, his right foot is well inside the goal mouth, and I think that his head is in line with his right foot. So I think that he's actually heading the ball from a position behind the goal. So I would say that looking at it now tonight myself on TV, I think I've done the assistant referee or linesman, whatever you call him, nowadays, is I think you're really looking at giving them an
this is further evidence here. I think this is it. As any snooker player will tell you, angle of incidence equals angle of reflection. If Dow is behind the line and heads the ball off the bar, it's going to come down exactly where it did in front of the line. If the ball comes down off the bar in front of the line, the chances are it came from behind the line, so it was a goal.
Well, another point,
is that fair?
Another point I would make would be that if Andy Dow heads a ball forward and it hits the underside of the bar, then it must be behind the line, because if he heads a ball forward from the goal line itself, you're not going to hit the bar unless you head it straight above yourself. So that tells its own story. And I think that the linesman, as I say, we were given information that was definitely not in. But you look at it again from the other angle and you can see, and I think that
it's not conclusive.
I think the linesman is in a better position. It's not conclusive, but the linesman's in a better position than any of us watching it, even from the TV angle. And he's given it, and I think that, as I say, probably did him an injustice by saying that he got it totally wrong. I think he might have got it right, and that goal should stand.
Let's give him credit for it. No question at all about Aberdeen's goal, of course, Andy Dow, and a long time coming, 10 hours of football and more, but what a good strike to finally get the ball in the back of the net.
Yeah, it was a great strike, and considering it beat Alan Combe, it has to be given more credit because he was in great form. I think from that point of view that he looks quite happy about that. I don't understand why, but it's a brilliant free kick. He's taking advantage of the fact there's a lot of people in front of Alan Combe. I think he saw it late because he was on the right side to go for it, but it's so well hit, so angled, and a lot of pace on it that he didn't give him any chance. And it was every right to celebrate that, because a long time coming. You see the way the fans received it. They were delighted with getting a goal. Yeah,
and of course that then created a controversy itself, because Andy Dow's thrilled, the rest of his teammates are. Let's just run it in real time. This is exactly what happened when the ball hit the back of the net. Andy Dow is off on a run. He's thrilled. You can see how the fans feel about it. Look at this. I think this is probably ex-certificate stuff actually, but we're after the watershed, so we're all right. The teammates are delighted. The only man who's not thrilled about all this is the referee, and that same assistant referee, Derek Lowe, because he's booked for this. I don't know, God. I know that referees don't have the leeway they once did. I know that it's laid down that you cannot over-celebrate, but common sense.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing. You've got to take it into account. I mean, I think, it's a get a life, but he's been put on to the case by the linesman, of course. But I can only think that it was that point where he gestured there with the clenched fist. Was that at Dundee United fans, or was it Aberdeen fans? If it's Dundee United fans he's done it to, there might be a case to say that he's gestured towards opposition fans. Right. But it should be taken into account the importance and significance of that goal,
Absolutely. And then the Dundee United second goal, the winning goal, and an absolutely terrific piece of skill by Billy Dodds, wasn't it?
I think it was a brilliant goal. Jason DeVos hangs it in the air for Faraz, and I mean, there's Billy Dodds away to the Aberdeen end behind the goals there, but look
at celebrating
that.
As well.
Jason DeVos just hangs the ball there to let Faraz attack it, which is a good free kick. Now, I don't think they thought Billy Dodds would shoot there. I think they thought he's going to take a touch away from goal. It's a brilliant finish, because you can see there that Solberg is just guiding him away, but he doesn't think that Billy Dodds is going to hook that back over. And as I say, if Billy Dodds hadn't done that before and scored that kind of goal, you would think that was a bit of luck there. But I've seen Billy Dodds do that so often. He does try to do that.
Absolutely.
It's a great finish.
Great bit of skill. Alan Combe, though, outstanding, and we'll get, I think, 4 examples here of a terrific piece of work by the goalkeeper. Let's just talk our way through those. Great reflexes.
I thought he was outstanding today. He made one mistake, and that was early on when he came for a cross, didn't get there, and Jim Hamilton headed it wide. Apart from that, absolutely tremendous. His reflexes are brilliant. That is a fantastic save. That wouldn't have counted, I have to say. The flag was up, but that doesn't take anything away from the save itself. Here's one where he has to go down low, it's whipped past him. They're the hardest ones to save of the lot, that are down close to your feet like that, and he does brilliantly. I mean, it was a time when Aberdeen were pushing forward. Look at how many people they got forward. Great move. Jim Hamilton does everything right. If you see that from behind the goal, the other angle, you'll just see that's going in the top corner. It's a brilliant one-handed save just to get it away. It's a great reaction, but this is the best save for me. That was the one that Solberg hit. Jason DeVos won the header as usual, headed it down, but he didn't get any height in it. Solberg just flashed in the shot. What a save.
Absolutely. Well done, Alan Combs. So we reckon that there is now light at the end of the tunnel for Aberdeen, and it's not a train coming. Not this time.
No.
Well, Dundee United moved to within a point of Celtic and are now 4 points clear of Hearts, who meet Motherwell on Monday. Aberdeen, of course, remain firmly in the basement.